بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين وأصحابه الغر الميامين الحمد لله الذي جعلنا من المتمسكين بولاية سيدي ومولاي علي بن أبي طالب اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجه. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Future Stars live on Adalat TV. I'm your host Hassan Shah, and today we're going to be going over a very important aspect that we all need to understand: Adalat, the justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how it differs from maybe some other the normal understanding of justice or something like that. So we're going to look about this in depth, going over maybe going back to the topic that we were talking about last week, because we didn't finish that as well also. So if we have time, we're going to go through that as well. So before we start, I'd like to introduce our guest.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Misbah.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Mohsin.
And Misbah, you're going to be starting us off with the surah and mostly with the translation. So you can start them off with the loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjuh.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Tabat yada abi lahabin wa tab. Ma aghna anhu maluhu wa ma qasab. Sayasla naran zata lahab. Wa hamratuhu hammalat al-hatab. Fi jidiya hablum min masad. Sadaqallahu al-aliyyil azim.
The path of Abu Lahab will perish and he will perish. His wealth and gain will not exempt him. He will plunge into the flaming fire, and his wife, the old carrier, will have upon her neck a horn of palm fiber. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. And remember, whenever you are reading a surah, make sure you read the translation as well, so you know the history behind it and also how you can implement it into your life. Alright, so Adalat. Where would most of the people know this word Adalat from?
The Asuluddin.
Asuluddin, yeah. So the Asuluddin is, we've gone over this quite a lot now. What?
The roots of the religion.
Yeah. And what are they? What are they?
Tawheed, Adalat, Nabuwat, Imamat, Qiyamat.
Which one are we focusing on?
Adalat.
So, yeah, the justice, yeah, of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And just before we start, do any of you know what this kind of justice, what do you think it, do you have any explanation for it? And anything just to start us off about Adalat.
Allah's justice.
Yes, it's Allah's justice.
And there's like certain degrees of his justice.
There's certain okay. What more, Misbah?
That he's fair and that he's like he's fair to everyone, and he considers their needs, and he like helps all of them.
Okay, so we're gonna talk more in depth about this, and maybe then we'll get a proper fine definition of what we're talking about here. So Mr. you got the first thing, so can you start Mr. with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
Adalat, Allah is just. Allah's justice does not mean that Allah is equal to everyone. Equal and just are not the same thing. When the word justice is used for Allah, it means that He keeps the balance between the needs of all His creatures. In a town lived a doctor, a jeweler and a thief. In the morning, they prayed to Allah to increase His blessings to them. That day, the thief wanted to go and rob the jeweler. Instead, he fell ill and he had to go to the doctor. The jeweler did not make much money at all that day because it rained and his customers stayed at home. Now let us study this story. The thief fell ill, so it seems that he was treated unfairly by Allah. The doctor got an extra patient, the thief, so it seemed he was treated fairly by Allah. The jeweler lost business because it rained, so it seems Allah treated him unfairly.
So just before we carry on with that bit, it's really there's an example given there, scenario, saying that there's this town and they're focusing on 3 people in this town. One's a doctor, and one's a jeweler, and one is a
thief.
So these 3 type of people in the town. There's a doctor, there's a jeweler, there's a thief. So one day, a jeweler wants to a robber. So someone who wants the thief wants to what?
Rob the jeweler.
Wants to go to the jewelers. Yeah. So he's decided this day I'm gonna go to the jewelers and I'm gonna steal some stuff. Yeah. On the same day, it's raining as well. So the thief, he then decides to go, but what happens? He falls ill. So now he's ill. The jeweler, because it's raining, he doesn't make any money because no one has come out to go and buy anything, because no one in that town wants to go out in the rain. Yeah. And then the doctor, what happens?
He got an extra patient.
Yeah, he got extra patient because the jeweler, because the thief got ill. So he was able to go to the doctor. And let's say in this town, you have to pay for your medical services. Yeah. So then he's got someone who has to pay for their appointment or whatever. So if we look at this, and we say Allah is just. If Allah is just to everyone, this thief, yeah, he wasn't able to go out. He was made ill on that day. No one else was made ill on that day. Only this thief was made ill on that day. And then we look at the jeweler. Allah made it rain on that day. It rained on that day by Allah's will. So that means the doctor was able to get money from his service, but the jeweler wasn't able to get money from his service because it was raining. Yeah. When we talk about Allah being just, yeah, these are some examples of what people may. These are very simple examples of what people might argue against it, and how can Allah be just when this happens. But we can bring up these are just simple examples of that. What do you think, because of this, why do you think Allah is being just by, so he's making the jeweler lose business, he's making the thief not being able to rob anything that he wants to do, yeah, but he gives the doctor a what? He gives the doctor an extra patient. Why do you think that?
So I think the justice is that the robber, he never got to rob any person, so that prevented him from doing the sin. The doctor, he helped the next person, so so Allah gave him blessings. And the jeweler, he didn't get that much, he didn't do that much business, but he was not robbed, so
yeah.
He still got
so
business.
If we look at this from outside this box, yeah, not from the individual people, because these individual people, what do they think? The doctor, he thinks, I've got another patient, yeah. He's had to help another patient today. Maybe the doctor might have even never wanted another patient that day because he's had a lot of patients that day and he didn't want to work anymore. Yeah. Let's just say it's in that type of scenario. The jeweler, it was raining, he couldn't sell anything. Yeah. And this thief wasn't able to get anything today. Yeah. So if we look outside of this, yeah, these people wanted to do these things. Or what, the doctor maybe wanted to go home early, the jeweler wanted to sell something, the thief wanted to rob someone, yeah, for their own gain, yeah. But through Allah's justice, yeah, and through how He sees fit, what happens to the thief? He becomes ill. So what? He doesn't
rob the jeweler.
Yeah, so he doesn't commit the sin of robbing someone, of stealing something. Yeah, the jeweler, yeah, wasn't able to sell anything that day, but because of what happened to the robber falling ill, yeah, the jeweler didn't lose anything. He didn't lose anything that day. Say if the robber wasn't ill, the thief wasn't ill, he could have stole the stuff, and then on top of that, it would have been raining. He wouldn't have sold anything, and he would have lost something as well, lost items. So he would have lost money. And then the doctor, he was able to help someone else. Yeah. So there even more blessings for the doctor. Yeah. So if we look at this a bit more wider, and we apply this to our lives, and maybe understand how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how His wisdom is on the earth, that maybe when hardship strikes us, we are able to think a bit differently. Yeah? So Mohsin, you go on the next thing, so we can start Mohsin off the loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allah's justice. A boy named Muhammad was studying for a maths exam. Also in his class was a man who needed to study for the exam. Muhammad was confident because he knew the information, so he decided to spend most of his time doing dua and praying to Allah that he would do well on the exam. He did all of his wajib prayers and then done an extra dua asking Allah to make sure he passed the math exam. Muhammad felt he knew the information well enough, so he did not spend any time revising his math. He was sure Allah would listen to his dua and help him on the exam. Iman was also quite familiar with the information on the exam, but he wanted to revise as much as possible. She made sure that she did all her wajib salah and prayed and also did the du'as, and that she would perform well on the math exam. At the same time, she studied and became more familiar with the information on the exam. On the day of the exam, both Iman and Muhammad said Bismillah and began their work. Iman quickly completed each question and did not waste any time thinking about how to solve a problem. She had revised her math so many times that the exam was simple for her. Muhammad had no trouble with the first few questions, but as the exam got more difficult, he needed to slow down and think about how to solve the problem. Since he had not revised the information, he forgot how to solve it quickly. He wasted his time thinking about each problem and was not able to complete the work in the allotted time. When the grades came, Imam fared far better than Muhammad. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. So what do you think is that is actually about?
So
what do you understand from it, both of you? Mostly if you go first.
So a boy who's familiar with the maths, he decided instead of he's going to revise because he already knew some of the stuff, he's going to spend his time praying and asking Allah for help instead of actually doing it himself. So he's being basically kind of lazy. And so then the Iman, she did her prayers as well as her du'as, and also at the same time she was revising. So she done all those things, so making sure that she did pray and do exact same thing that Muhammad done, but at the same time she was revising so she could get higher grades and understand it quickly, get through the questions.
So why do you so if Misbah, you go on and tell us, why do you think that outcome went that way?
Because even though he knew all his maths, he was too overconfident in himself. It's sort of like what we did last week with the arrogance. So because of that, him not revising, and he just depending on Allah to make sure he does it. Allah can't just do that. He needs you to put in the effort as well as him helping you. So by you doing that, by him doing that, and not revising, Allah didn't be able to.
So in the thing, in the story, on the last bit it said, when the grades came in, Iman fared far better than Muhammad. It didn't say Muhammad failed. It didn't say he did bad on the test. It said Iman fared far better than Muhammad. So what does it mean that she got a better grade than Muhammad? This doesn't mean that Muhammad failed. So if we think about it, Muhammad he had this knowledge, and he had he's fine with maths, Yeah. And he thought, oh, I don't need to revise for this test. I'll ask, when I'm doing my wajib namaz, I'll ask Allah at the end, may I make a dua to help me with my maths exam. Yeah, help me get a good grade. Yeah. The difference is that what Iman did was do her salah, do her namaz, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for help, but also what? Revise as well on top of that. Yeah. If we think about today's topic is what the justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. Muhammad asked for help. Yeah. But Iman asked for help and tried to better herself as well. Yeah. So through Allah's justice, who was made to be who got far better? Who? Iman.
Yeah.
Didn't she? Because she put the effort in as well. Muhammad, he could have passed, but Iman got better because she asked for the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and what? Revised herself as well. Yeah? Muhammad just asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help, expecting Allah is gonna get him through that. Yeah? And he doesn't have to put any hard work. But this was different, and it showed that the outcome of that is that when the grades came in, who got better? Iman. So obviously, when we think about this, especially every year, what happens? People are going through exams now. Yeah. And what do we need to be thinking that we should be?
Revising.
Yeah, revising on top of what?
Doing salah.
Yeah, and asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for help as well. Because if we see that, yeah, if we ask him for help and put the hard work in as well, we would be far better. Yeah, the outcome will be far better. So this is just some scenarios that help us think about the justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah, and do you want to go through some questions and then we can go into maybe talking about, there's one thing that I want to talk about, maybe cheating. Yeah, and that kind of links with this story as well. So do you want to go through these questions?
Yep.
Yeah, we can go through them. Okay. One, I think this is just a general, it carries on from what we're talking about as well. How was Allah fair to the jeweler?
He was fair to the jeweler by making sure that he didn't lose anything. Even though he didn't gain anything, at least he didn't lose anything.
So we kind of answered, I think we answered both, probably some of these while we were talking about it. Okay, another one. When we say Allah is just, do we mean that He will put everyone in heaven?
No.
Can you explain?
Because it's like you know the Muhammad and Imam story. You need to put the effort in yourself, as well as you need to pray, because it's going to be your own fault. It's not Allah's. He gave you the chance, and if you don't take the chance, and then at the end of the day, you had the opportunity, and if you don't do it, then it's your fault.
Yeah. So Allah, when we talk about Allah being just, and He's promised heaven, yeah, and He said that not everyone is going to go heaven. That's not equal to everyone. Is that equal to everyone?
No, but justice and equal aren't the same thing.
Yeah.
They're not the same thing, are they? Yeah. Justice is
Is to put something in its correct place.
yeah, something in a correct place. Yeah, we can explain it like that. Something in a correct place. That's actually a good kind of a good way of putting it. Yeah, and it's different for what? Different
To equality.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's different to equality, but it's different for different people. Yeah, we could say that it's different for different people, and Allah puts it in the place where it's what most
fair.
Yeah, most fair, the most just. Yeah, because what justice and equality is not the same thing. And when we look into life around us, yeah, when some people are not fair to other people and have done wrong things in this world, yeah, how will it be fair for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when we go to when we all go and it's judgment day? How will it be fair for Allah to put the persecutor and the victim both in heaven? How will that be fair? Because and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has explained that He's just, yeah, and what we know, Allah can't lie. Yeah, that's another thing as well that we can talk about, is about Allah lying. Why do you think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala won't lie?
Because if he lies, because if he lies, then the other person, then the person who he's,
think about why do people lie? Why do people lie?
to protect themselves.
Protect themselves. What else?
To not hurt somebody else's feelings.
To not hurt someone else's feelings. What else? What is the ultimate thing? If you when you lie about, is to what? Benefit who? Yourself. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how does he, what does he, what is the reason for him to lie? How does he need any benefit for himself when he is self-sufficient and doesn't rely on anything else? Yeah, so that's just a quick thing, which hopefully another aspect when we're talking about Sifat al-Thubutiyya and these attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hopefully we can get onto that in maybe next week, hopefully. And another question is, how was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fair to the thief?
He was fair to the thief because the thief, he was ill. So then if by the thief getting ill, he's just like, the thief probably said to himself, "Oh, I'm too ill. I can't do this. I'm not well enough." And then he just decided to go and shoot himself instead of actually robbing somebody else.
He was fair to the thief because he fell ill, but it would have been way worse if he was to steal something, because he would have gone to prison and so on.
Yeah.
So him falling ill was actually a benefit for him, because it made him not able to rob the person and commit a sin and be getting a lot of trouble.
Yeah, because if that never happened, he would have committed the sin, yeah. And maybe let's say he got away with it, he got this small benefit of some jewelry which he can sell for money, yeah. But he can't take that with him, can he? Yeah, he can't take that money. That money can't buy him anything afterwards. Yeah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the long run, yeah, has benefited him by making him ill. Okay. Next one. In the story about Muhammad and Iman, why do you think Muhammad had so much trouble completing the exam even though he spent so much time praying? And why did Iman find the exam so easy?
Muhammad had so much trouble because he all he did was ask Allah for the help. He didn't really put the effort and time in for himself to be able to pass the exam.
Right.
Shall I? Well, and why did Iman find the exam so easy?
Because Iman was wise, and yeah.
Yeah. So, and ask for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's help as well. Yeah. So these are things that we covered over that thing. Just one last thing. How does the story show that Allah is Adil?
It shows that He is Adil because he helped. He didn't just make just because he didn't advise Muhammad get fail his exam. He at least passed. He didn't get as good as grade as Iman, but he still passed. And Iman got a good grade and passed as well. So.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair if Iman, she did all this revision, asked for Allah's help, and got a lower grade than someone who just asked for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's help. Yeah, so in this way Allah is just. So this is just one aspect that we went in quite in some scenarios and just thought about it simply, and we can go in more hopefully we can get onto the other aspects of Asul ad-Din, which we can look which we can go in talk about in detail. But going back to last week, we're going to quickly go over the cheating. This we're going to just go into this and think a little bit about this as well, yeah, which some of us might have don't know the right thing about it. I think you'll understand when we go into it. So Misbah, you if you hopefully just go through the whole thing. So can we start, Mr. Rafiq salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
To cheat means to gain something by trickery. Cheating is haram. There are many different ways of cheating. A few examples are: A, to hide the defect of a thing one sells to another person. B, to copy someone during an exam. C, to borrow money off a person and then never pay it back. D, to collect money for charity and then spend it on yourself. In English, there is a saying that some people believe in: the end justifies the means. This means that no matter what you do, it doesn't matter as long as the end result is what you want. In Islam, this is not the case. If you have to cheat to do something good, it is better to not do the good deed. Example: I want to donate some money to the mosque. Now, if I go around telling people that I'm in hardship and that I need money and I donate the money which I'm giving to the mosque, will I get thawab? The answer is no. Instead of getting thawab, I will get gunaah, sins, for cheating the people. One thing about cheating is no matter how many people you cheat or how well you can cheat, you can never cheat yourself or Allah. If you're cheating someone, your conscience, the positive aspect of the nafs, will realize immediately. Some people say it's okay to cheat people as long as they're not Muslims. That is absolutely incorrect. All people have rights, and to cheat them out of their rights is forbidden. It does not matter who they are or what they believe in. The reasons why cheating is haram is because 1, you're gaining something at someone else's expense. 2, you're gaining something without working for it. Islam is very strict on justice. If you are to get something good, it must be through your own deeds and not through someone else's. Embezzlement. This means to cheat someone by committing some type of fraud or to divert money by deceit or one's own use. This is a very common thing among large organizations, especially in the world today where very few people are guided with moral values. Even in such cases where the person committing the crime is aware of his actions and his conscience is warning him of the act, he will silence himself, stub out his conscience by saying that it is allowed during business, because business is played by a different set of rules. Embezzlement is haram for many reasons, amongst which the unfair gain at someone else's loss is of a primary importance. We must always remember, no matter what action we do, Allah is a witness watching over us. We should not commit any unlawful act for a variety of reasons. Some include taqwa, to be ashamed of gaining Allah's displeasure, and fear of the Day of Judgment. Allah is not cruel. He will, if He wishes, forgive those sins committed accidentally or repented for, but due to His justice, how can we expect forgiveness for those sins we do on purpose against others? The Holy Prophet has stated 4 types of sins which will bring different calamities are as follows. When people break promises, Allah makes their enemies train them. When people go against divine will, poverty is widespread. Immoral deeds openly lead to deadly diseases increasing. When people short way and cheat, there will be a decrease in livelihood. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil fawj. And that is just a bit about cheating, yeah, about and cheating. What did it start off with? Talking about how different ways of cheating people. Yeah, this includes what? Cheating in
an exam
as well. Yeah. So linking it back to what the justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. If you try to revise the best as you can and ask for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help, then you'll get your best outcome. Yeah, the best outcome that you can achieve, you'll get it if you do it in that way. Yeah. And if we go through this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala dislikes this. Why? Because you're gaining something by what?
By someone else's expense.
Yeah, through someone else's expense, you're gaining something. So if we go through this, while we're talking about cheating, this worksheet talking about cheating. Okay, cheating means to gain something by
Someone else's expense.
someone else's expense. If you steal from the rich and give it to the poor, then it is not counted as cheating.
Wrong.
False.
Yeah, false.
False.
Why do you think that's false? Because
from the rich.
if I tell you that the end goal is what? End goal is a good reason. It's to help the what? Poor.
But you're stealing from the rich, so you can make the rich.
But the way you're getting that
Yeah.
end goal is
Yeah.
forbidden.
So
Still stealing.
if you wanna do something good, and by doing that good thing, you have to commit a haram to do it. Commit something that is haram, then what happens? Then that thing,
that thing is forbidden.
yeah, that thing is forbidden for you to do. Yeah. Give a specific example of cheating and explain how it is wrong.
Cheating in an exam.
Yeah, cheating exam. How is that wrong?
Because if you cheat in the exam, then it's you're gaining the best thing. You're getting the best outcome, but you're not putting the effort in yourself.
Yeah. So you're getting this. You haven't put any work in to get the reward. Yeah. That's why it is wrong in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. What does the end justify the means mean? We talked about this.
That
This is the last thing. Ends justify the means. That what? That the end goal end goal. If it's good, then
If
it's
it's good,
okay
then yeah.
for whatever way.
Yeah.
But do we believe in that?
no.
No, we don't believe in that. Yeah, because
Because the way you get the end goal could be a haram
could
or
be
sinful
a
way.
haram way. So hopefully you've learned a lot on today's show. Yeah, hopefully you people at home as well have learned a lot on today's show as well. Just talking about the justify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and what and how cheating is a very very bad thing. Yeah, how cheating is really hated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. Yeah, so hopefully you've learned a lot, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place on Hidayat TV. But until then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.